Hey friends, I have two easy and fast bows that you can make and use for Christmas decorating and DIYing, no tools required, so come craft with me. I'm Sarah and welcome to my channel Prim Riesling Prims. If you haven't done so already, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and craft with me again in the future. And now let's get right into these bows. For this first bow, I'm going to be using 3 different ribbons to make a large loop bow. So for the first layer, we're going to be making 6-inch loops. So I'm just going to leave some space for a tail, however long you want your tail, measure out my 6-inch loop, and then make 3 loops on each side. Now, a quick and easy way to make sure your loops are all equal is just fold your ribbon right in half and make sure all your loops are lining up. They are, you've got the right size loops on both sides. So once I have my 3 loops on each side here, I'm just going to set this one aside. For my second round of ribbon, I'm going to be using this 1 3/4 inch red ribbon, and I'm going to be making these at 5 inches. So for the first layer was 6 inches, this one is 5. So I measure out my 5, fold my ribbon in half, make sure they're matching, and continue to make my 3 loops on each side. Because this bow is so fast and easy, but turns out so pretty. Once I have my loops, I'm just going to fold it in half again, make sure everything's lining up, and then I'm going to add it on top of my burlap loops. Now you could use any kind of ribbon that you want that matches your decor. I'm just using this burlap, a red, and then the patterned black and white buffalo check as my third. I find that using a couple different solid colors and a pattern together usually looks really, really good. For my last layer here, like I said, I'm using a 1.5 inch black and white buffalo check, and I'm going to make these loops at 4 inches each. So I'll measure my first one out, fold it in half, make sure they're both equal size, and continue to make 3 loops on each side. Once I have that done, I'm going to take and place my black and white buffalo check here right on top of all of my others. And I just use this little pipe cleaner here just to hold my other 2 together. I just loosely twisted that around so that way my loops didn't come apart as I was making my next layer. So I'm going to add that right in the center. And then I'm going to give it a little scrunch. And then I'm going to use the pipe cleaner to put right in the center to secure this down. Now you could also use floral wire or a zip tie even, but I'm going to have this pipe cleaner on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. It just depends on what I use depending on the project I'm doing, but I usually either use pipe cleaners or floral wire. That way I can leave a tail to attach it to whatever project I'm going to be using it on. So here is what our bow is looking like, and I'm just going to kind of pull my tails down. Now you could even add an additional ribbon if you want to use 4 ribbons. The key is just to reduce the size of your loops by 1 inch each time. So I'm going to dovetail the ends of my tails here, and if you're not sure what that is, you just fold your ribbon in half and cut at a diagonal towards the outside edge. Just gives a nice pretty finished look to your tails. I'm going to do that to all of them. Once you have that done, it is time to fluff your bow out. This is where the magic happens and you get to see what your bow looks like. Just give those loops a yank, pull, just keep pulling them around, fluffing them out until you get your bow looking how you want it to look. And I will note that it is generally easier to fluff your bows out once you attach them to whatever it is you're going to be making the project or the bow for. So for example, if I am making this for a wreath, if I attach it to the wreath and then start fluffing it out, it helps hold it in place and makes the process a little smoother. These bows are great to put on a wreath, put on a garland, a swag, use as a tree topper. There are so many different ways you could use it. As you can see, here it is on a wreath, and it's beautiful, easy. Anybody could do it. Now the second bow, we're just going to be making a simple 1 loop bow. And I'm just going to start off by leaving a little extra for a tail and then making a 3-inch loop And I'm just going to measure out one. And as you can see, this ribbon is not double-sided. So while holding it securely in the center, I'm just going to give my ribbon a little twist so that the patterns line up. Make a second loop, and I'm just going to fold it in half again. Make sure that both of my sides are lining up and my loops are the same size. And then I'll give this ribbon another little twist here so that my other tail has the right side of the ribbon facing up. Now for this ribbon, I'm going to use floral wire to attach it in the center. It's a much smaller bow, and I like to use floral wire in these so that I have a way to attach them, especially if, say, I want to wire them to like a Christmas tree or pine. The green blends in really well. Now, of course, I'm going to dovetail my ends again. And now this bow honestly looks cute just right now. You could totally stop right now if you wanted to, but if you want to give it just that little extra, cut yourself off about a couple inch section of ribbon. This actually was a little small. I ended up having to go back and cut a larger section, but lay your wire tails out to the side to your loops. Add a little hot glue right in the center and wrap your ribbon piece that you cut right around the middle. This just elevates these little simple bows. And I do want to note that all of the ribbons I'm using today are wired, and I'll leave all of the specs in the description box. Just cut off any excess and hot glue the back down. Take your twist ties, or your floral wire, not twist ties, I guess, and put them back in the center, give them a twist, and there's your little bow. These are perfect. Like I said, you could wire these on Christmas trees, wire them on garlands, put them on DIY projects, so many different uses. You could even attach them to Christmas packages if you wanted to. So easy, so simple, so quick. Actually, here's one on a little sneak peek of upcoming video here later this week. And that's it, friends. I hope you enjoyed our two bows. I told you they were quick and easy. Let me know if you think you might try to make one of these, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.